Hello everybody, CryptoChaperone here, and today I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite coins to buy pretty much throughout the week to take the biggest benefits through their very sharp trends. A lot of these coins, if you've been paying attention to cryptocurrencies, they're very volatile, and cryptocurrencies in general are very volatile just because it's not a very large space at the moment, and small people or small amounts of people can acquire large amounts of coins, and depending on how they hold them or sell them, it can definitely affect the markets. So I'm going to be talking about 5 coins that I personally take interest in throughout the weeks. They are very volatile coins and they fluctuate 10 to 20 to even more percent per week. And this isn't just 1 week at a time. This has been happening for months. It's a very continuous trend on them. So I'm going to talk about those, and I'm going to talk about my top 5. I'm going to go from 5 to 1. So I'm going to start out with my least favorite, and 1 is going to be my most favorite, the one that I feel like if you did want to acquire it and hold it long term, that it would be a very good long term acquire hold. Other than that, I am not endorsing any of these coins or the teams behind them in any way. I'm not telling you guys to go out and buy these coins or invest in them today. I'm not your financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I'm just personally telling you coins that I think that have a great volatility, and you could take benefit of that and earn profits off of it. Now, you can also buy in at the wrong time and lose money off of it, so that's why I'm telling you not to invest in it, or do your own due diligence when you're investing and make sure that you're investing at the right time. To start off, I'm going to do a quick look at the market. Today, Bitcoin is actually down 6.65%. And if we look at it, there are not many coins that are hurting today. Is Bitcoin and about a third of a page of coins. Not even. I think we've got just like a handful, actually. The only coins that are really hurting are the coins that were pretty positive the other day. Bitcoin is down 6%, still maintaining 55.5% Bitcoin dominance. Now that did raise up to about 58.5% last night, I think, into this morning, and then it has been slowly depreciating, as well as the market cap, which was at about 170 to 171 billion this morning. And now it has dropped about $4 to $5 billion throughout the day. There's definitely a lot of money being pulled out of Bitcoin and going elsewhere. And as you can see from today's charts, it is definitely going into the other altcoins. So without further ado, let's get to my 5 favorite coins to possibly reap the benefits of profiting off of in a weekly basis. Now, you can do this based off of just day trading, or if you want to buy into them at one point and potentially the next week it could go up more. I'm not saying for you to invest in these once again. I'm just saying that these coins do have highs and lows very quite often. So if you do buy in at a high, you'll have a chance to sell it again, at least for your profits back. Now, I am not endorsing any of these coins that I am about to talk about. I have not looked into their teams aside from what I am going to talk about, so I can't really tell you if they are solid coins to invest in. I am strictly just going off of how they perform throughout their weekly basis. So my first coin that I am going to present is Quince. And Quince sees a highly volatile market, and I think that is very due to because there is a very large YouTuber who is promoting this kind of, and in a way it is definitely having an effect on the market because not everybody knows what this coin is. He's kind of keeping it a secret, but there are people who know what it is and they slightly let it out time and time again. So the people who are paying attention to that are, I think, buying, and that's what you see these random dips are. Just whenever he talks about it in general, people are buying just because it is just a random news going out to the public. So it is definitely causing a lot of just commotion on this coin, and it is causing a lot of spikes. If we just look back at a 7-day market in general, you can see just how crazy it's been. It's gone from 55 cents to 87 cents, 90 cents, and then dipped right back down to 74, went back up to 82, and then dipped back down in the 60s, and now recovered back up into the 90s and is hovering in the 90s at the moment. You definitely had a lot of chances to potentially pick this coin up this week and make money. And if we even look at a 1-month chart, you'll see how much this coin fluctuates. You could have bought it here and you would have lost some money there if you would have sold it, but you could have held it here and made your money back. as well as buying it anywhere throughout here, and you would have had the chance to make your money back at this peak. The second peak, which is normally something that happens after one big peak, it always double peaks, or it is a very common occurrence. And then we had the pullback, and now we have another peak going up. So pretty much anywhere these places you would have bought it, you would have had a chance to sell for a profit. If not, you could have at least made your money back if you're afraid to wait for it to go up any higher, which is a great thing about any of these cryptocurrencies for people who are just getting into them and they're not sure what their investment is going to return. On these 5 cryptocurrencies I'm talking about as well, I'm going from 5 to 1 I talked about, and 5, so this is number 5. This is like my least favorite. Number 1 is going to be my most favorite. But another thing about all these currencies is their 24-hour volume is high enough for you to actually play around with. Anything less than a few $100,000 is really going to be hard for you to buy and make a profit off of if it does go up 20, 30, 50% or sees a jump like that, because you could be potentially competing with other people who are trying to put in sell orders when it does hit a potential peak, if it is not known for taking very high gains at one point. If a lot of other people are potentially on this coin for its exact same volatility, they could be trading at the same points. So you want to definitely be looking at the 24-hour volume of these coins, like I always talk about, to make sure that you're not getting into a low volume coin and it's going to be harder for you to sell, and you'll have to cut back on your sell orders and possibly take a hit on your profits. So the more volume that is going through the coins, the easier it is to get it back out into the markets, and the more people that are looking to buy and sell, and just the more trading is going on with it. My next coin is the center of all the controversy that you ever hear, the Veritasium coin. So as everybody knows, or everybody that's ever paid attention to cryptocurrencies in the past few months, you've probably come across this coin at some point and heard that it was the biggest scam ever. Now, I'm not endorsing this coin for any reason, and I am saying that as you do more research onto it, it is a lot harder to find out what this coin is actually used for. Pretty much the people that talk about this coin a lot are also YouTubers. So you could have someone that is a very big YouTuber come out and say that this coin has a very big development or something coming out. Like I've heard a lot of people saying that it is getting released on a Jamaican exchange. So you have a lot of people who could be potentially just acquiring this coin because they think it is going to have a boom because it's going on to this exchange, even though there may not be any even initiative to get it listed on a new exchange, or they might not even be talking to this exchange in general. They might just be making all this up and it's rumors just to pump the price and have it doing these volatile movements. As I tried to look into the coin, I found a lot of broken links. Pretty much on the website, the most you're going to find is just how to invest in the coin in general. They're not going to give you very much info about the coin. That's why I'm saying you don't want to invest in these things for the long term potentially. If we do scroll down and we look at the charts, this is a coin that I've talked about recently, just in its volatility and how much it fluctuates in price. And we can see that a lot. Look at this 7-day market. We started out here at $73 and had a quick dip down to $64. And then a very quick recovery up to 69, and then a very sharp dip down here to whatever that would be, $60, and then another recovery up into the 70s, huge dip down into the 60s, down into the 50s, a recovery up into the mid 60s, a dip, just so on. So we can look at the 1 month chart. I'm not going to keep talking and saying all these. You can go look at it, but as you go, you can see that it has a lot of peaks and a lot of valleys, and this is just over 1 month. You would have had so many opportunities to buy and sell. And even if you bought in here, and if that was the highest point at that, you would have been able to sell it again here, at this height, over here, a lot of other opportunities, which is another reason why I've been saying, yes, this is a good starting thing for people who want to get into day trading, is to get into these cryptocurrencies that have these very volatile spikes. And it has a 656,000 24-hour market. That was a lot higher earlier. I think that might have just reset recently. So here we are with my number 3 coin. So this coin is actually the SALT token. This token is a token that is based on crypto collateral loans. So if I have $10, $20, $30,000 in cryptocurrencies, or potentially I'll just say Bitcoins. I have 10 Bitcoins and I don't want to sell my Bitcoins for $60,000, but I want potentially $60,000 maybe to go invest in a new house or buy a car or invest in more cryptocurrencies. This company is actually going to be giving loans out on your cryptocurrencies. So I could give them my 10 Bitcoins. They would give me actual cash in whatever currency I was in. And they would do this by having lenders on their platform who would just be everyday people like me who would sign up to be lenders of cash for the collateral loan of cryptos. And if you did not pay back your loan, then your cryptocurrencies would get released to them and you could keep your cash. And chances are this cryptocurrencies that you are putting up for collateral are going to go up in price definitely. So you're going to be losing a lot more than what you're taking out as a loan. So a lot of these people are going to be paying these off. I don't want to get too much into this coin, but we're going to just go down here. And this coin just hit markets not too long ago. They don't have too much going on right now. They don't even have their lending platform together, but they do plan to have the lending platform together by the fourth quarter of this year, the end of it. So they have about 2 months left to really complete that, pretty much all of November and December. So they plan to have the lending options available for people. And to take part in lending, you have to actually buy these coins. That's why I think throughout the end of this year and the beginning of next year, you could potentially see more people just buying into these coins, which could cause a rise in the price, as well as the fact that they were also selling these coins in the ICO at prices up to $25. There's no reason why this coin should not grow in price for any reason. So buying in right now would definitely be by doing your own due diligence and making sure in the long term you want to hold it, but I don't see why it should not grow in price in the long run unless this company completely decides to just give up and not commit to anything that they've decided to do. So my second token that I have on my list is actually the UVic token, the UBQ. And this token has actually been pretty dull up and pretty much until everybody recently, when Bitcoins really lost all of their dominance in the market and cryptocurrency started to boom back in April and the beginning of the year, March. But if we look at this chart, definitely has a lot of jagged edges on it, which is good. Gives you a lot of opportunities to make money. And this is just a week. This kind of looks like, if you look at a long-term chart, this looks at like a 3-month long chart. But this is just over the course of a week. And if we look at it, it does have about $1 million market. So that's definitely something, if you do invest in, you'll be able to get your money back into. As we see, $1.13 at the beginning of the week, and then we dipped up to $1.53. Right after that, we dropped down to $1.27, right back up to $1.50. Look, those were the days that everybody was kind of selling off and trying to get into the Bitcoin. Then the price kind of stabilized down there, and then over the last few days, it had another buy up until today, where it spiked again. So you have a lot of opportunities once again. They're trying to create smart contracts and decentralized apps. So that's it for them. They're definitely something, if you want to invest in them, I think they have a potential to still be volatile, and you could buy at a high point and still make your money back in the long run if you want. And that's why I'm listing these. And my number one currency on my list for day trading, week trading, and potentially holding in the long term is a coin that I talked about yesterday. And if you would have purchased it yesterday at its 71 cents around when I was making the video, it is now up to like $1.15, I think. The coin is ADX. Now it has gone down to $1.12, but that is definitely a decent increase from what the price was yesterday. Now, yesterday I did talk about how if you have ever paid attention to the currency ADX, it does like to drop down into the 70s and 60s for a while. And then it takes these random jumps up into like $1.20 to $1.40. So you have a lot of potential to make double your money if you buy it at the right point. Even just the 7-day one on this one isn't really the greatest because there was a lot of like flatlining on it. It kind of looked like there was maybe even an accumulation going on because there was not very much of a change in price. It pretty much stayed around the same, and then it just rocketed up like 70%. If you look back over the months, the same thing happens quite often. So if you would buy back into it when it goes back into the 70s early, I've been paying attention to this coin for probably about a month and a half. Probably since about the beginning of September, I started paying attention to it. It's definitely gone through these same trends a few times, and I've only taken advantage of these trends about 2 times. But if you pay attention to it, even if you would have bought it here, this probably would have been one of your worst spots to buy it, up at $1.41. But I guarantee this coin will recover up above that. It has a lot of things going on for it. It is actually to help make ad space more private, and they're not going to be selling all your information to advertisers and companies trying to buy it. It's going to be more of a direct, just advertiser to consumer approach, and there's not going to be really everybody else that could potentially be fraudulently advertising you and making money off of it, and they're not really advertising you and all that. Another thing about this is they actually have a beta version to be released in January in 2018. So I see this coin as potentially having a giant growth in there around that time at the beginning of the year, as well as a lot of other cryptocurrencies. But you could see this double to triple to go up to maybe even $5 in price. Since it is one of the first ad space cryptocurrencies, they do have the first come advantage. There is a lot of people who are big in the cryptocurrency space who are talking about this cryptocurrency, so I think that does give it a little bit of an advantage as well. These are pretty much my 5 coins. If I was to hold one of these coins in the long term, it would definitely be ADX. Not really in the long term as in 5 years, because if you've been paying attention, Bitcoin is king, as I've been saying. But in potentially maybe 6 months to a year, I think ADX is going to be very good in price. Potentially not Veritasium, that could fall off because it really doesn't have anything going for it. I think all the other coins, because of the team they have backing them and the people that they have shilling them, they have a potential to grow or even just see a really quick spike in growth depending on what happens, and you could really take advantage of that and grow your investments. And in the long run, all we're looking to do is grow our total Bitcoin portfolio, because in the end, we know Bitcoin is going to be the king, and Bitcoin is going to probably end up taking the dominance again to the market up into the 80%. And then when this becomes a $1 trillion market, 80% of $1 trillion into Bitcoin, it's definitely going to be something crazy, something to watch for. I think cryptocurrencies are going to be the currency of tomorrow and the thing everybody is going to be eventually interested in. And that's why I'm trying to keep everybody enlightened in what I think the cryptocurrency space is like, and pretty much put my 2 cents and my input in for it. If you like my videos, subscribe, and I'm going to keep trying to have them coming out all week. And as I said, I'm going to start taking probably Saturday and Sunday off of doing these, just kind of to relax, since the markets are kind of crazy on the weekends. I just don't really want to mess with them. Other than that, all I can tell you is to go out and look at more great crypto YouTubers and have a great day and learn as much as you can about this space. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.